on TikTok and on YouTube. Right now we're currently waiting for Silas to join us. It's going to be me, Silas, and Dylan. He's formerly incarcerated in the California Department of Corrections. He was recently released in December, and he's going to share his journey with us. And really appreciate that, because a lot of people, and family members, they don't know, what it's like, having a family member, coming home after such a long time, and I'm sure there's all kinds of hurdles that you faced during your time of just coming home, and hopefully they get into the chat and they ask questions on how to make it an easier process, to reintegrate it back into the society, like the road bumps and whatnot that you experienced.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's huge, because that was like a huge part for me to try to reintegrate with family. And I have to tell as honestly as I can that family, they don't really, like, they're not going to change because you came out with positive attitude, self-worth, confidence. So they're not usually ready for that. They want to guide you in their way, and it don't always work on your time.
All right, sorry, so Dylan. Silas is calling in right now. Let me just go through the.
This call is now being recorded. Link. You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson,
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
It does this sometimes.
To refuse, hang up now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right.
I've had people tell me they had to hit like fucking 5 times.
All right, so I want to go ahead and welcome Dylan and Silas to a brand new episode of You Have a Collect Call From, and today we are going to be doing something different. We're gonna have Dylan, he was recently released from the California Department of Corrections, and we're gonna have Silas on the line today. How are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you.
I'm blessed, man.
All right, thank you. I want to go ahead and first of all thank Dylan for taking time out of his day to bless us with his journey, what he's been through as far as coming home from the California Department of Corrections, and then also Silas for making this all come together.
Thank you. No problem.
All right, and you could hear us.
Man, absolutely, man. It's a pleasure.
All right, yeah, I forgot about that. That there's that small delay that I was talking about.
Right.
So do you want to take the first question, Silas, or
yeah. I'll give a little backstory. For the viewers for context.
Thank you, bro.
So Dylan.
Right.
Yeah. So Dylan and I have been friends for a couple of years now. He was actually incarcerated here at Centinela State Prison. He served 25 years. He was released last year. He was and is an original San Diego State Vista member of my cohort, the first bachelor's degree program here at Centinela State Prison. And he's matriculated out there into society at San Diego State's Project Rebound, where he's continuing to pursue his bachelor's degree program. While he was here with the fellas in here, the Lifer community, he was an integral part of our community, participating in education, self-help, and we've had hundreds of conversations, and he's just an overall good dude, and I'm so very fortunate to have met him. So happy he's home, and I'm so glad that he decided to join us tonight. So just a little background and context on my guy Dylan. And man, I guess we'll jump right into it.
Right. Thank you. I couldn't have did a better introduction, bro. Except that I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and you're an Eagles fan. So. Right.
Hey, we teamed up. We teamed up for 1 year, and we were Pennsylvania Steagles. So it was all love for 1 year.
Right, I know.
Right.
That's for sure.
So
I'm ready when you are.
Let me jump right in. That first question, man. How does it feel to be free after so long?
It's a beautiful thing, bro. I mean, look, just the first day I was out, just the colors of everything, like just seeing it all in real life, like, bam, I could like reach my hand out the window, feel the wind blow, catch a bug in my hand or something like that. And just all that, it was amazing. And now, I mean, I'm under a lot of stress and pressure from all the stuff that I'm doing, but it still feels great, bro. I mean, I would never, ever, ever in my life want to go back to prison.
And they say pressure is a privilege, man.
Yeah, it is.
So listen, we want to give the viewers a little bit of background. What crime or crimes were you convicted of that sent you to prison?
So I was convicted of Penal Code 213, which is robbery in an inhabited dwelling, which was a bank.
Okay. And how much time? Well, you already told us how much time.
Oh well, I mean, if you want all the enhancements, I was also convicted under the 3 strikes law, and I got all the extra ones, 5-year enhancements and all that good stuff too. So, they whopped me. They gave me first it was 100 years to life. I'm lucky I appealed, and which I had to do all by myself because I had an attorney that left me at the California Supreme Court, and I got it broke down to 26 to life. So, and then from there, I got it broke down to just 26 years. That I hired an attorney for.
Wow.
Dylan, let me ask you, out of what county did you come out of?
Probably the worst county in California in my eyes. I don't even drive through this county. It's Riverside.
Yo,
I was going to say that.
What I tell you, like, hey, I swear, it's the consensus from California that Riverside County is hell on earth. My apologies for anybody that lives in Riverside County. I'm sure it's a beautiful place, but the judicial system in Riverside County is a wreck.
Yeah, I'm cool in that county, bro. They made me go straight to that parole office in Riverside with my interstate compact. I'm like, dude, I'm going out of state. Why would you want me to stop by? Dude, stop by, dude, piss test me, and and treated me like straight trash on the way out the door. And they got bums sleeping in the parole office, like people that are just like on parole that they're not doing nothing for, just sleeping like they're just homeless people because that's how they treat you, and that's how they were trying to put me.
Wow.
So I was glad I got my compact and went to Utah.
Hey, you know what?
So
I would never recommend anybody parole to Riverside ever.
You know what? You mentioned that you compacted out of state. You're the first person that I ever heard that's actually been able to, parole out of state. How was it that you were able to accomplish that?
So I did it from inside, right? And so you have to do it like a year before you actually have a parole date. So I did it.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
When I got my parole date, the lowest I could get it as far as working, self-help and doing everything that I'm supposed to do. Um, I contacted Roots and Rebound, and Roots and Rebound in Oakland, phenomenal lawyers. So they're actual lawyers that help you. And I just heard right now that they will actually go to bat for you and get your commutation, so get your record expunged. So it's yeah, I didn't even know they do that. So it's like those people help me deal with the interstate people because it's a whole separate division of CDCR. So they helped me deal with them, took the appointments, scheduled me in, helped me with the paperwork, and I was approved. I mean, trust me, Silas was there. He knows. I was approved after multiple,
Yeah.
like, oh, we need this, oh, we need that, and oh, we need this. And they're telling me they need this stuff. I'm like, dude, it's in my C file. The counselor has all this, but the counselor at the prison was so, I don't know, incompetent. It'd probably be too harsh, but she just she was she was just sorry at her job, to be honest. So yeah, and I had to go through it with her all the way until like 2 days before I actually paroled.
So
Um,
so yeah, okay. So we'll circle back around to your reentry because I had a couple more questions to
okay.
give the viewers a little bit more history and insight. So where did you serve your time?
I've been to every level 4 in the state of California more than 2 or 3 times.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So except Pelican Bay, I was only there once, and that was, I'm thankful to God that I'll never have to go through that again. So, but yeah, shit. That's the last one being Centinela, where I was where I was there with you, and that was only because I was in high desert and I was recruited from my college because I had such a good GPA and I kept getting honor roll and Dean's list and all that, right? So they were like, "Hey, look, there might be a chance for you to go to a bachelor's degree program." So I was like, "I would love to get a bachelor's degree." I'm thinking, okay, all I have is, right now is my job to look forward to because I was working for PIA. So I had finished my thing, had my graduation, and I'm a firm believer is like if you don't stay in it, then it's gonna fall away, and there's something else is gonna take that place. So it took like I wouldn't say about a year almost, and no, not even a year. It took about a year. I went through the whole thing, the recruitment with Lancaster, trying to get down to Lancaster to go to their thing. They accepted me. I ended up missing a semester because High Desert didn't transfer me. So then that fell through after that, and then I had the opportunity with San Diego State, uh, one of the best school coordinators, college coordinators I've ever met in my life. Miss Livesey, not Miss Livesey, but what's her name? Oh,
Lillian, Miss Lillian?
no, I'm talking about the one in High Desert. Dude, I forgot her name.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna beat myself over the head for that later on because she deserves that. Um, but uh, she got me for the since she's like, hey, I'm gonna submit all your stuff and um, uh, what do you call it? We're gonna see if they accept you to the bachelor's degree program for San Diego State in Centinela. And bam, next thing I know, I got accepted. They did the transfer right. Everything went smoothly, and I was down there. So I was down there so soon that nobody even knew. Like, people was like, "Oh, there's not going to be a bachelor degree program," and then people started filtering in that was coming, just like me. So, and then the people, of course, that was there from Imperial Valley College. So yeah, which was crazy.
Let's go, IVC. Let's go, IVC.
Right? Let's go San Diego
Go.
State, bro.
Let's go.
That's what you're gonna be saying now. Let's go San Diego State. Aztecs.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm living that Aztec life, man. For sure.
Man, you should see
man.
you should
So look,
you should see that arena, bro. It's I got a picture of it and a little video of it for you too. I gotta send it. That shit just takes forever.
okay. So you
So go ahead
you
with
were
the
a part of a
questions.
unique culture here.
Okay.
Yeah. So you were a part of a unique culture here at Centinela, like, and I've come over here from CR, and I've never experienced anything like this. We had like a pretty good group. We have a pretty good group of the lifer community and education community. You already answered what inspired you to pursue education. What inspired you to continue your education after going home? I mean, you obviously got started here, but what inspired you to keep going as you went back into society?
To be the god awful truth, you guys are still there. I wanted to graduate with you guys. I mean, that's gonna be my end all be all right there as far as like it's gonna be my last visit to a prison, that's for sure. But I'm gonna do it for the bachelor's degree program. You know,
You have 60 seconds remaining.
For all my friends, because hey, we had a really good class there. You know what I mean? We had everybody in that class. We had we had the artists, we had the liberals, we had everybody. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean seriously, we had white wing and fucking left wing and everything else. So I love that. You know, you being, you know, probably the most outstanding person up in there as far as when I was there. That's how I've seen it. And, you know, it's like our community was like that there every single day. And it was awesome. I loved it. So I'm thinking I went out to Utah and, you know, tried to work, and I did work. I got a great skill. I got a great trade that I'm doing with everybody. That I work with out there, and I love it. And I would go back in a heartbeat if I didn't want to finish and graduate my bachelor's degree and pursue my master's. And I probably will fall back on that, you know, when I have to. Like I still go out there to work on days that I'm able.
Sorry, Dylan. The call, you know, these calls only last 15 minutes, so Silas is calling us
This
right
is
back in.
Global Telling.
This call is
You
now
have a
being
prepaid
recorded.
call from
Trust me, I don't miss that.
an incarcerated individual at
However,
the Centinela State Prison.
How does it feel, you know,
Centinela,
being on the other
California.
end now? You
This
know,
call
instead of
and your
making them,
telephone
you're
number will be
accepting them.
monitored and recorded.
Oh, it's
You have a
automatic.
prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
you don't understand how like you
Thank
wanna
you for
talk about
using
something
Global
really,
Tel
really
Link.
bad, and you have to go through that whole damn stupid message. It's like
Just, hey, can they make it any longer?
right, and then they charge you off the 15 minutes you get. They charge you for the like 45-second message.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Silas, and before we continue, I want to let you know that we have Lisa in here. We also got Lamar. Lamar just tapped in. He gave us the thumbs up.
Okay, good looking.
Hey, what's up,
Good
big
looking.
bro? What up, Lise? Thank you guys
Right.
for supporting. Yeah.
That-
So can you share with the viewers how education influenced your values in decision making?
Well, my values for sure, as far as like any type of cheating, that's like a hell no, because they drill the plagiarism into you. So, you know, which is good because the critical thinking, it manifests. It's like you have to do it now. Even though they let you do it, kind of like some classes let you use this AI thingy thing now, which I can't figure out, and I'm good without it. But it gives me that critical thinking because it's like okay, this has to be me. This is completely original. So you put yourself out there. And, yeah, sometimes it sucks. You get a bad grade or you get like, some red marks or something like that. But that's you, though. That's your work. It's authentic. So that right there kind of gave me the confidence I needed. Yeah, I had a few bad grades and all that, but that influences like everything I do. Can I be honest in real life?
Professor?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I still have those stressors that I go through for, like if somebody's being direct with me, like a CO, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, okay, I'm just sitting here doing my homework. So in real life, that shit happens all the time. Or can I help you? That's the one.
So yeah, I one of our professors, our journalism professors, came and he showed us like a demonstration of Chat GPT, and I think I'm better than AI.
Right?
I think I'm a better writer.
Right?
Like,
yeah. The only thing I got to watch out for is contractions. Yeah. I love it.
You've seen how I'm going at professors over contractions. I'm going to write in my voice. I'm going to use my voice. So, but yeah, man,
that's how I feel.
It's
everybody
crazy.
uses that shit though, bro. Everybody. It's like you don't use that. I'm like, no, man. I'm hammering this out myself. Like, they're like, why not? I'm like, I don't know how to use it. I suck on anything that has to do technology wise. Like, I don't want to try to learn something else when I'm trying to learn something else that's like right now really important. When I know how to write. I know how to write good.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So how? So we've already discussed you're a part of San Diego State's first bachelor's degree program here at Centinela.
Yeah.
What was your overall experience with the VISTA cohort? And for the viewers that don't know what the VISTA is, the VISTA acronym stands for Visualizing Incarcerated Students Through Academia. So that's the cohort from San Diego State. That's a global campus cohort that we have here at Centinela. And Dylan and myself are a part of the senior class, the inaugural class here at Centinela State Prison. So what was your experience with the VISTA cohort?
Oh, dude. I mean, not just you guys in there, but the staff. First and foremost, I must say, Susanna Wood Hardesty. She's phenomenal. I see her dang there every time I go to class. Annie Buckley, phenomenal people. Those women are like fighters for us up in prison, like getting us a higher education and letting us show that we have that potential. And they're genuine, real human beings that believe that and they really want that. So, I can't say anything better about them. That they're just life changing. So they stayed on me from day one. As soon as I paroled, like, are you gonna do this? We need to know. And as much as I tried, I couldn't get assigned no classes because by the time I was paroled, I was too late for it. Everything happens in October and November for the next semesters. So I was paroled right there at the time of the end of fall semester. So everything has to happen right before that. So, that's been a learning curve for me right there, dude. Everything was pretty much done for us in prison. But out here, it's not.
Right.
And as much as Annie Buckley and Asusena Wood, they're good people. But they basically made me try to figure it out myself. And then when all else failed, I called on them and they helped me tremendously, like went all out for me. So, and I know that's a lot of work, especially for Annie Buckley because she's busy. You hardly ever see her. She's always with those people that are interested in our program. and
Right.
it's the best program
Right.
ever. I mean, I'm actually trying to get it to be from out here now with Project Rebounders of trying to get it like we need to do something like Cal State Los Angeles, so we could have our own transitional housing, so people coming out of prison to transition through our housing into Project Rebound into San Diego State, and go from there. So there is no transitional period. There is no stop because the university wasn't
Right.
ready for us because of the delay between the program. So, which I could probably say now
Right.
nobody ever has to worry about again because being the first person, I went through all that. So they corrected all the little things that needed to make it a smoother transition. They've got that done now.
And that's an important. That's something important that you just brought up, right? Like the
Yeah,
transition from, as particularly as, it's hard enough being a long-term offender transitioning into society, but
yeah,
transitioning as a bachelor student, at a university like San Diego State, like that's a huge thing because you don't want to lose any of the momentum that you had here, like you said, like big up to our program director and our program coordinator, like they take care of us in here. Like our support in here
yes,
is just like so like magnificent that like you cannot fail. We cannot fail, So, but going out there into society, like you said, like it's a little bit broader out there, and your experience was kind of like you said, trial and error.
yeah.
But I do think that would be an important thing as far as the transitional housing because myself being from Los Angeles County, right? My plan when I graduate the bachelor degree program here is to matriculate into underground scholars at UCLA. But speaking to you
Oh, I
these past
know.
couple of weeks, it has me kind of thinking like,
Well, we
like
have a
I'm a
professor
loyalist,
that,
you know what I mean? And
yeah, I, right, I would. That's what I'm going to do. San Diego State all the way.
yeah, and I'm
UCLA is nice,
thinking,
but
right, I'm
yeah,
thinking like, right, like I would rather stay at my school and go into the master's degree program at my school. You know what I mean? Like, so
right.
if there was an opportunity there at where I could be on campus and I would have housing and I could just go through transition housing and be a student and work, then I would parole to San Diego State, San Diego County, and just continue school there and finish my master's degree there. So
And that's,
that support is important to have that
yeah,
infrastructure there.
yeah, that's my goal. While I'm there, and even after the fact, I'm gonna what I'm gonna try to do is create that type of environment, that program that people could go through. Because what I went through was brutal, and I'm still going through it. I mean, for the housing right now, yes, you are able to get housing there, right? But you have to fight pretty much with however many other recipients they may have, which is they told me it was 100.
Right.
You got to fight with them. It's
Right.
pretty much like a resume when you fill out the form. They want an essay and everything else. And it's the same thing for all the scholarships. And people have to be able to write that and do that on time and meet appointments. Like I've already missed a couple of appointments because they interfere with my class schedule or my dang phone don't work because I don't know how to use the phone that great. Because technology sucks and I'm depending on it instead of writing it down in a book, which I do now. But my calendar thing didn't work, so I wasn't getting notified I had a meeting or an appointment. So, but the housing is available, and it's through a program through San Diego State, which is what do you call it? Educational Opportunities Program. It's EOPOS, and the Guardian Scholars, and they, the lucky recipients who get that grant from them, they pay for a lot of stuff. From what I'm hearing from like
This
Project Rebound
call and
members,
your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
they've paid off student loans. They pay half of your rent. The ECTRS, which is the Basic Needs Center at San Diego State, they'll help with the rest of it, plus expenses like gas and electric and all that. I mean, I give you this, right? If you got that guidance to know where to go, upon your release and transition into that, dude, that person is set for success. I didn't have that. So, and that's what I'm trying to build that. And I would love, like, if you came, it would be phenomenal, bro. You get your master's, because everything takes a bachelor's degree to even begin something like that, to even get those kind of jobs there. Yeah. So, and all a bachelor's degree is proving yourself. That's what they want you to do.
I think you going out there, man, like all of us in here, man, it's so cool to be able to talk to you and to kind of live vicariously through your experiences and just soak up the information that you're giving us, because you're where all of us are planning to be, you know what I mean? So, through your experiences, we can learn, and all of us can, we can kind of, they just started a second cohort, so there are 19 more bachelor students in the second cohort. So, like,
trust me, I helped move the books over to her car.
So we're looking to your experience and learning from your experiences, so we can kind of hone our craft and perfect what reentry looks like in higher education, man. And it's really important, man, because this is something that's cutting edge, man. You're like you are on the fringe, you are on the vanguard of this whole reentry higher education, push, that's in the state of California, man. And man, you out there doing your thing, man. And I know you're gonna do us proud out there, man. And we in here, we're gonna get it done in here and get back out there.
Absolutely, man. I can't wait to see all you guys out here.
Absolutely, man. So speaking on you mentioned some of the obstacles that you faced, like what are some of, besides the education sector, what are some of the challenges you faced after such a long period of incarceration?
Technology, bro. You see, I couldn't even do the three-way to be able to call you with, you know what I mean, to be able to do this chat. I mean, this, what do you call this, blog, or I don't know what it's called, podcast. So I'm so out of touch with that. So
you have 60 seconds remaining.
I did 25 straight, and I was out before that for only like, I didn't even finish parole. So, and I was in prison for 5 years before that, 5.5 years before that. So I didn't really get the taste of what I've got right now. So if I'm being totally honest, the worst thing in the world for me is technology. I mean, I was trying to turn on the TV by going to press the button on the side, so, and people are looking at me like I'm crazy because there's a remote right there. That's the simple things that, like, get people. And then it's like if you're somewhere and you're like, can I use the bathroom? Those things, people are like, they trip out on that. So I think the one thing that should be like focused on right now for education, and did it cut off?
Yeah. So we just lost Silas. He'll be calling back in a moment or two.
For sure. But yeah, like I was saying, the one thing should focus is like long-term offenders need programs to teach them how to use computers that are up to date, that are reality-based for what it's going to be going into, like doing a resume on a computer.
All right, we're plugging him back in right now.
This call is now being recorded. You have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson,
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, I'm back.
So, yeah, like I was saying, right? It's we need to be taught technology before we're released. That's like the biggest barrier between long-term offenders and freedom. And that's what's been the problem for me. Like everything now is online. You can't even go into a place that says I'm hiring right here. We're hiring, and ask for a job application. You have to scan some stupid code that you do it online, and that's hard. So it's like trying to
Okay,
figure
so
all those things out, and then the fact that um if you want to go somewhere on campus, because that campus is huge. They got their own restaurants in like every corner of it. But if you want, you don't even have a hands-on map. It's like everything's on the thing. That's why I showed you. Like when we go to Project Rebound, we have to scan in. Um, the same thing with a map. You got to go online and find a map and do stuff like that. So technology is like the hardest thing that I've had to overcome, and I think that's what should be basically brought to education before people are released, especially the canvas. The canvas is basic for us in there, but out here it's like 10 times more complicated.
that's interesting. Yeah, I graduated earlier today from two anti-recidivism coalition, two ARC courses, youth offender and CGA. I heard that there was a
Awesome.
program at ARC where they taught you how to use cell phones. Do you know anything about that?
No, I
Like some kind of
honestly
cell
really didn't
phone
have a.
course?
Yeah, the only thing I got good out of the whole ARC experience was Nacho. My boy, man, came to pick me up, but the dude that was doing the photography and supposed to be doing the uh, video thing, he was
Okay.
having a bad day. So, but they do have good programs, but they cut my membership off as soon as I moved to Utah. So it's strictly like a
Oh, that's
California-based
interesting.
thing, and that's another thing that should be changed about, um, some of these programs and these organizations. Like they're only they're only state-based. They should be able to help anybody like in need, if not just you know with our programs out here, but maybe help find a program out there that they could get into, and not just look it up on the internet, because that's what people do. They'll just send you a whole bunch of programs and expect you to do all the stuff. And 99% of the time, those programs aren't right. Because I went through that out there in Utah. I was going to say, you know what? Let me just try to go to college in Utah, do it out here and work. The programs in Utah are horrible. They don't even let felons in their colleges out there. There's only one, and it's only for Utah people coming out of Utah prisons. So yeah,
Yeah, I think that's important for people to to kind of consider when they're talking about state compact. Like, I mean, I guess you want to go where your familiar support is, where you have a support system. I mean, being in California, being a California resident, I mean, I can speak from experience. I'm privileged sitting here in the cell talking to you as a bachelor student looking at my laptop right now. So, I mean, and
right.
those resources extend out there to society. So, like,
Yeah,
I think you want to be where, I mean, it's good, family and all of that, but I mean, in particular, like, I'm more concerned with being someplace where I have resources to where I can get off the ground and have a foundation to start my own life, as opposed to, going somewhere to try and have familiar support. I mean, that's cool, but I mean, you
yeah,
know, it's we definitely have an advantage here in this state with the amount of resources that we have, particularly San Diego, the Bay Area, and Los Angeles.
yeah. Especially the Bay Area right now. For whatever reason, like everything is going up towards that general area.
Yeah,
But yeah, we
that's
need to
man.
get it for
So you
San
said you
Diego State. I mean, that we got a guy
for
that's
real.
in Project Rebound. We got a guy that's what do they call those MCRP programs that are down there? I guess he went to that, and then he's going from there to San Diego State. And he's a pretty awesome young man. He's like 32 years old, and he does it. I mean, he's wearing an ankle monitor. everything else. And I'm like, man, congrats, dude. Like, you're almost to the finish line as far as that little program. And I was asking him, like, did they help you do any of this, like enrollment and all that? And he was like, no, dude. He has to make his own way and everything. So I gotta get. I mean, people are, if you're determined, you're gonna see it through. And that's basically all it takes. For me, I'm determined. I'm gonna see mine through. I'm even gonna take more classes because I really just want to graduate with you guys. So
I think that's
I
what
don't
it's
do
all
nothing
about,
else.
though. Us
Yeah,
connecting the dots. I think that's what it's all about, though. Us connecting the dots and having,
yeah,
having people, having us out there, like with you out there, so now we can bridge the gap. So now when people are coming home, they're not looking like, well, what do I do about this? What do I do about that? You're out there as one of the cohort to say, okay, well, here's where
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
to kind of cut that trial and error, to cut it to
yeah.
a shorter, to kind of a shorter wait, to get to the things that you need. You mentioned,
That's what
you
I.
mentioned,
Yeah,
like
that's what I want to
the
do.
issues
That's
with
my whole
education.
career goal. Go ahead.
Well, hey, we with this student organization, man, we're gonna change things, man. Believe me, man. We are gonna change
That's what I'm
things,
talking.
man. We're gonna do some things that haven't been done before, man. For real, this is gonna be revolutionary. So
That
you mentioned
that'd
like
be
the
awesome.
technology thing, right? The troubles with
Yeah,
technology. How about like the
exactly.
mental and emotional aspect of going into society after being in here for so long? Like, the other day you were telling me like a incident that you had in the supermarket. You know what I mean? Like, what has the emotional
Yeah,
and mental aspect, the adjustment been like?
dude, it's rough. I mean, people may think they got it, and I'm one to sit here and tell you, like I told you that, like I got this shit right. It's nothing. I'm not gonna do transitional housing. I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna just salve it out and do it like like I want to do it because I don't want to go through follow nobody else's rules for 6 months and do stuff like that. Right? I wanted that all my freedom, and I'm sitting here telling you I was wrong for that. Um, my emotional is it was it was hell. It's like hard to sleep because used to sleeping on a hard ass mat, so I had to have a hard ass bed. Otherwise, I couldn't sleep. I felt like it was just um, very uncomfortable. Same thing with pillows, and then family. I hate even to bring up my family. They were like probably horrible because even though I've changed, they have not. They're the same people, and their life hasn't stopped because I'm out. And so if they're in addiction or they're in any type of whatever life events that they got going on out there, and I couldn't be part of some of that stuff. Like I don't drink, I
Right.
don't really socialize at bars and stuff like that. So and I really couldn't because the one thing about Utah is it's a dry state, so don't drink. And even though I had I'm a compact from California that don't put me under that rule, they hated the fact that I had that loophole. So they stayed on me. And, um, but it's just the emotional and mental, it was brutal for them. Everything that I chose to do that I thought that I wanted to do was right. Like work overtime, I would get hit with negativity. And I'm trying to get on my feet. I'm trying to get better. And their thing is, families like, well, you need to kick back, take it easy. You have to have somebody that's going to understand doing things on your terms and in your time because we want to get it done. Our life don't start when we don't have a driver's license, a social security card, and you have to go get all that. You have to take the test. You have to, all that. I took 2 hours to take my test. And I passed it. I was the first try. So, and same thing with driving. I mean, I thought I was going to be a little nervous, and I thought, okay, but I got it right. Now, I felt like a teenager again, just heavy on the brake and stuff like that. So you got to give yourself that feeling, because anxiety is it's crazy. I go through it like I told you about I went into Costco and I got lost. And then when I finally found the detergent, I'm like, dude, there's so many detergents. Which one do I get? Which one? I'm looking at everybody's talking about how much, don't pay so much money for everything, right? And they charge a credit card fee or a debit card fee and all this other stuff, right? So I'm sitting there, and dude, I had a straight panic attack. I was in the aisle just like walking back and forth trying to figure shit out, and it's crazy. It's like, I would never advocate like not to ever go through a transitional housing or get counseling or something, because you need that person to talk to. Lucky I had my wife. I mean, she was there for me in prison forever for 13 years. So, I talked to her about, like I was just explaining before you called back, like, that if I had something to say and I wanted to say it right away, or I was going through something, that damn long ass message on those phone calls used to drive me nuts. Now you don't go. Now it's like people don't even answer their phones. You can't call nobody. You got to email everybody, dude. I'm like, what? Why can't I just talk to you in person on the phone? Like, it sucks. Barriers everywhere.
Yes, sir.
So I do promote any type of like, yeah. No, go ahead. My bad.
I was thinking about you when you were telling me about your trip to Costco. I think I probably would have headed to the samples table and sat down and just had a good cry.
And then eat all the samples. That's what I was doing for the other 2 hours. I was going to all the samples like, okay, I could do this. This is cool. But when it actually came to like paying for something and buying it and choosing which, I was like, oh shit, what kind of tide is this?
Yeah,
I mean, Next thing I know, all my clothes are streaked from bleach.
Was the samples. It was huge in the samples.
Yes. And they don't mind how many times you come back either. So I am a proud member and owner of a Costco card too. I love their gas. In California, their gas is very significant. Yeah.
This might be
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have 60 seconds remaining.
Oh shit! I might as well just wait for you to call back.
You can continue answering after we call back.
Okay, cool.
After being in here for so long, right? Obviously, we sleep in. These. You mentioned the sleeping circumstances on this hard bunk with this thin mattress, right? I mean, but you sleep solitary. Was it an adjustment sleeping in the bed with your wife? I know that's a strange question, but after sleeping by yourself solitary for so long, was that an adjustment for you?
That is a very good question. For me, I didn't feel like it was anything because I got family visits. But let me ask her, hey babe.
Right.
Babe, how was those sleeping arrangements for us when I first got out? Did it feel strange sleeping next to me? No? How about family visits? Yeah, family visits. Yeah. So that's the good thing about California. California has family visits, and for people that are coming out of prison and going into relationships, that's huge. You get that affection, you get that intimacy, you get so much. You get a little bit of training, as far as what your significant others like for a few days or a couple days.
All right, I'm plugging him back in.
This is Global Telling.
This call is
you
now
have a
being
prepaid
recorded.
call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Yeah, I was just talking about how family visits were like a huge impact for me as far as like being able to be comfortable with my wife when I got out. So, and I if you could have it before you get out in a relationship with a woman, with somebody, then absolutely I get that because it's crucial. I mean, we still go through our little problems and stuff like that, right? But other than that, you know, shit, we're like on each other. Like, I can't sleep without touching her.
I'll soon be a divorcee, so I'll soon be a divorcee. I actually just canceled my family visit today, so I'm back on the market, and I won't be marrying anybody else while I'm
bro, hey,
and probably
do that
not
while
after you either.
Right? Do it when you get out, man. I mean, because look, people are so busy that if somebody stops and recognizes you, and you stop and recognize that person, and you guys hook up, and that's the way it should be. Like, you know what I mean? Forget trying to that online stuff and all that. That shit's cool, but you know, it's I don't know. I just don't really agree with it. I think the good old-fashioned way, two people meeting like that, and you know, or getting back together from meeting a long time ago. That's the way it should be. So that
I mean, I think that I don't know. I just think that nowadays everything people are so muddled with the BS of the world, and I think the thing that we have, you know, the advantage that we have is that we have the time and space to do a lot of reflection and introspection, you know. And,
I miss that.
And granted, like I have a ton of freaking issues. Like you know, I'm by far like not zen in interpersonal relationships. You know, like I got my own set of issues. You know, but I think that you know that people out there in society,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
they're conditioned a certain way, you know, like largely from this fishbowl that I'm in, looking out at the world. Like everything is really impersonal. Everything is you know, people are really superficial, and everything is just surface. You know, like the commitment is like it's next to none. You know, like people run out and have affairs or run out on people because of their financial situations or whatever. Like, I think by and large, like the days of our grandparents being together and married for 50 years are like over.
Those are pretty much over.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a new age of just, I don't know, just like, I don't know, I guess infatuation, you know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of crazy to me, you know. So, I mean, for me, I'm just gonna take this experience and learn from it and just and take my time, man. I'm definitely not in a rush to get into any commitments, man. I'm focusing on myself, my education, my company, you know, and that's it. You know, that's good enough for right now.
That's a good thing. That's a good way to think of it. Because if you don't have it when you come out, trust me, you don't need it. You're going to be so busy, it's just going to interfere with what you got going on. Because you're never on time as far as like, if I'm coming back from school, it's traffic, just little things that like it affects shit. And thankfully I got a woman that knows me. So, you know, she 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 supports me. She gives me that encouragement. She gives me a love. Trust me, if I got home and started hearing it, like, you know, somebody just going in on me, like, I probably couldn't do it, because it's like sometimes I have to stay a little bit later to talk to the professor, or what do you call it, go make, like, tomorrow I got to go make copies at Project Rebound of 162 pages for this book for my counseling class for the stress management and life skills class. So that's going to take me a long time, because I have to remember how to use, huh?
Maybe I need to read that.
I'm going to hook you up there. I'm going to send you guys everything that I get. I wish I could send it on a computer file, like give it to us, Susana, and like, hey, give this to the things as like a reentry. I think they should probably run a reentry class too.
Yo, maybe. Well, yeah. Look, maybe if there's something that could be put into a PDF, she could put in the student resource, like in the discussion board, or put in the modules, and then we could put it up, because she put my article in there, and we were able to download that PDF. So if it's anything like that, we can actually put it in the PDF, and she could make copies for us. So that's something that could be done. That can definitely be done.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that, like my books, because those are all my books for all time. So, because I download them as soon as I get them, because I'm not paying for them. Project Rebound paying for them, and then the other programs that I follow up under. But yeah, I download all those PDFs. I mean, that would be probably a good resource for you guys to have. That's a really good idea. I'm gonna ask her to do that. Yeah, she gave me the link for the pictures. And you were there. You called when I was talking to her, because she was telling me that how and none of the pictures caught her smiling, and she's like, I always smile. I'm like, well, not all the time, but you know, when you're working, you're like
faces.
Yeah, she has a very like I'm busy face, like I'm intent on what I'm doing. So so she was showing me all the pictures, and I was seeing you, I seen all the fellas, man. That I was like, damn, that's right. Everybody's still doing it. Everybody else had, some people had smiles, some people didn't have smiles or whatever. But yeah. So she does look out for me on that. Like, she gave me your article too. So
that's right.
That's what. Yeah.
That's right.
So I like that. I dug that. That was you hooked that up, bro. So that's awesome. So you're published from the San Diego State newspaper now, right? Yeah. And she was telling me about the newspapers, so how they have a whole bunch of resources in the San Diego State newspaper. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm most definitely gonna like send you guys my books and all that. Because I was thinking, like, I don't want to delete this stuff, but I would love to pay it forward, like, just like I used to do it in the library with books in there.
Yeah. So, what if you could give some advice to either somebody that's still in here incarcerated or the listeners, what advice would you give about reentry?
So, biggest thing, like, don't feel entitled. If something's not going your way, don't get frustrated and feel entitled, like, everything's not working out, or you deserve this, they told you could have this. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed like that. The biggest thing you should do is just remain calm, professional, because it's professional. Like, if you're not professional, you raise your voice, you lose your temper, any type of stuff like that, people like us, we have tattoos, we have that certain look or whatever, they automatically like flex up and go on like a real defensive. And so that's the one thing. It's just like, be patient in everything that you do. Deal with people like as courteous and professional as possible, and don't expect that everything's going to go your way. or you have a right to this. You're going to have to go through a process, and that process, as brutal as it is, it's there. Like logging into San Diego State, like I have to get a message that goes to my phone, a little thing that pops up says if I want to approve it or deny it. It's like those little things. Like, come on already. Like, let me just hurry up. And I have to do this for everything. Like people are impatient. Like they'll ask me for my red ID, which is my school ID.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Like they expect you to remember it. Like, and most people would, right? But for me, I'm like, I'll never remember another number in my life, especially anything that's trying to identify me, right? So I didn't memorize this. So I was like,
triggered.
Jesus. Yeah. So they're like, you don't know it? Well, I'm like, there's no other way to identify me. And they're like, well, okay, then I have to go through that whole process. And I'm like, okay, now I got to go get me a student ID card so I can read it off. And even that was horrible.
You said the red ID. Are the red IDs, because we heard about those, are those so you can access the buildings?
No, all the buildings are open. But they do got a lot of campus security and cameras everywhere too, so.
Because our professor showed us some signs that were in front of the buildings, and it said that there was no admittance without a red ID.
Well, yeah, so you can't go inside, like, the financial buildings. You have to have a red ID. So it's connected to, like, your bank card. Your red ID, your school ID is what it is. So it has your picture on it. It could be connected to your bank and all that stuff, too. But if not, like when you go in, they scan it, and then it just pulls up all your information. But you can't go nowhere there without an appointment anyways, unless it's the first week or first 2 weeks of the semester. They have, like, open everything. So that's cool. It's good to take advantage of. And it's like that a couple weeks before the beginning of the semester, too. Like, the hardest thing is, like, we get health services and all that at San Diego State. So, like I had a huge barrier as far as, like, all my vaccinations. Now, CDCR has all that, but that's not transferred over because that's a whole separate entity. So I had to go through, and when it comes to getting anything from CDCR, don't even bother because they take forever, or they'll lose it, the request or whatever. But I had to go get all my vaccinations again. I had to go get the titers test to say that I had the old vaccinations that I should have got when I was a kid and all that. And that was brutal. And they charged me $25 for missing an appointment. So there's penalties and things for everything like that. Yeah, so
that's crazy.
You have to have patience, bro. You have to feel like you're just a normal, regular person, and even if you don't know something, ask for help. They'll help you. I do give them that. Sometimes they'll catch an attitude. I generally, can you show me how to do this? I don't really know how to do it. And they're pretty receptive to that, but yeah.
Okay. So James, did you have any questions that you want to ask?
Absolutely. Yeah, Silas. Thank you for asking. Dylan, you're not pressed for time, right? You still have a few minutes available?
Yeah, I got all the time you need.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
All right, man. Silas, if you want to call back, we'll go ahead and patch you back through, and I'll just go ahead and wait for you to be on the line before we continue. All right, man. I hate those 15 minutes. I wish now since the calls are free, I wish they would just eliminate that, and we would just be able to run
Yeah.
these phone calls, uninterrupted. It would make everything a little bit easier.
Yeah, and then if anything, they should double it. If they have some stupid regulation they need, like somebody can't listen to a recording for longer than 30 minutes,
But you know what?
or a computer can't handle it.
Yeah,
This
that's
is Global
This
Tel
call
Link.
is now
You
being
have
recorded.
a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
Cinco. There we go.
Thank
Oh,
you for
yeah.
using Global Tel Link.
Hello,
Yeah,
Silas.
Okay, I'm back. All right, all
Yeah,
right.
I had just learned that the other day, right? I was talking to my DR counselor, my dude that's helping me with my DR stuff, right? That works for DR, and he was telling me that the California only pays for 40-minute time of Zoom, so that's why they schedule the Zoom meetings for 30 minutes, like, because 40 minutes they cut it off. So he was telling me that, and he's telling me how they bypass it, like just reconnect right away. So yeah, it's kind of crazy as far as that goes. They should absolutely double it, or you make it unlimited for sure.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I thought it was an hour.
Yeah.
I thought you could do Zoom free for an hour, and then after that,
Not for people that work for the state. So
Oh,
the state
okay.
employees, yeah, 'cause he works for the Department of Rehabilitation for the state.
Yeah,
So that's all they do. Crazy, huh?
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
so let me ask you. So I know earlier on in the conversation you had mentioned that you interstate compacted to Utah. How easy was it for you to get transferred back to California, right? Because you're no longer in Utah, right?
Yes. So it was super easy because, number one, I went through a situation out there with my family, so I didn't have a permanent resident, and you have to have a permanent resident. So out there, so that's how I went through it. But if I didn't, just the fact that I wanted to go back to school out here, they would have transferred it just for that. So my pro agent had no problem transferring me. He was like, anything to relieve his caseload. That's pretty much how they treated me out there. I mean, I only had to check in once a month. I had to attend groups and stuff like that, part of the parole, which was pretty awesome. And counseling right there. And then other than that, they didn't ever bother with me. So when I told him I didn't have a permanent address, he was like, well, dude, if you don't have a permanent address in 72 hours, I'm going to have to end your compact. And he sent me back. I tried to get an address and everything, but nothing worked out. So I just came back to California, which was my intention to do like maybe a month or two later, right? But it was a little early, so I came back early.
And when you originally moved to Utah, was your wife did your wife also go out there with you, or was she back in California when you left?
Oh, that's a really good question. So no, she wasn't. So she stayed in California because she has a really good job out here, and she's very stable. So she works for Suzuki, Motorsports of America. So but she would constantly travel out there to come see me, like constantly, because she's always been very supportive and there for me. So I can say that it made a huge difference for me because it made me feel a little bit.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Go to places like stores and buy clothes and stuff like that because he knows me. Whereas like when I went shopping to get some clothes with my mom or my sister, they were trying to tell me I wore this size, and I'm like, dude, I haven't wore that size since I was like 16.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be walking around looking like that, dude, like that. That's out. So yeah, that's huge. So I am very, very grateful to that. That she was she was dedicated on that, driving back and forth all the time. and she rented cars. So, you know what I mean? Because she don't want to put car mileage on her car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I, that was huge for her to do that. And I came out here a couple times. Like the first time I think I just drove out here to pick her up, and I went right back because I was so scared to be in California. I'm like, I don't want to be in California. My pro agent's like, you sure you don't want more time? And I'm like, no. Like, and then another time I came out here for a couple days.
And you know what? I got another
It's
question.
hard living out here.
In California or in Utah?
Yeah, it's hard living in California for me. You
Oh,
know, it's one of my biggest anxieties is the fact that, you know, California gave me a life sentence. They locked me up. And I know I committed a crime, but the excessive sentence was just like, you know, that 3 strikes is it shouldn't even be allowed. It shouldn't even be a law. So it's horrible.
I can't even say I can imagine, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't blame you, you know, for having some resentment towards California.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something. So, you know, what are some tips you could share with somebody that's gonna be coming home from a life sentence that you wish you would have known, you know, when you stepped out them gates that would have helped you, you know, make that transition a little bit easier on you.
Okay. So that's a really good question too, because I should have listened to Silas. That fool was promoting Silas. Then you were absolutely right, and I think I told you this already. The transitional housing is crucial. Yes, your family loves you. Yes, you know, you love them. Your girl, the same thing. You know what I mean? Uh, it's probably the odds are better with your girl if you're not fighting like that, to go home to her. But if not, transitional housing. You know what I mean? Parents get older, they change, you're changing into a better person. You don't want to put them through that trauma, because it's trauma on them too. It's already trauma that you were away so long, but you know, going out to them is it's trauma. And you're just inflicting more trauma on them. So I would absolutely suggest transitional housing. Listen to your fellas in prison. You know, your family and all of them love you, and they'll tell you this and they want you and all that. But man, when it's there and it's real for them, it's a whole different story. So, you know, I could say this: I had so much advice from all the guys in prison before I was released, and there's a huge support network in there. Silas knows, you know, all the lifers know each other. All the guys really, you know, talk about everything. Is, you know, release is like the number one topic, and then of course education. But you know, those programs that you could get in there, man, pick the best one. If you know somebody that's been through it and they tell you that's a good program, listen to them. They know. So that's the best advice I could give for that. And just take it easy on yourself, man. Love yourself and just, like, you know, find a way to soothe yourself, to calm yourself. Like video games. Like my friend Eddie, he was released after a life sentence, and I used to talk to him from inside and shit, and he told me he goes to work, he works 8 to 10 hours a day. When he comes home, he plays video games. He plays his Xbox or no PlayStation, and that worked for him. I tried it. It helps a little bit, but it don't work for me like that. I know people that are doing Legos, like they're building up whole Lego universes, and that works for them. So just find that time for yourself and you know, work it out, man. Cope with everything that you got doing with something that you like to do. Video games, Legos, whatever. Because it is stressful.
You know, it's kind of interesting that you say that, right? It's kind of interesting that you say that because my ex served 5 years in the feds, and she does puzzles.
Yeah.
And I never thought that was probably something to kind of quell anxiety or kind of self-soothe. I never really looked at it like that.
Yeah, it's huge. It's crucial. You have to do something. It's just not doing something like that. I mean, puzzles, Legos, video games, that's all cool. You just have to find that minute to yourself because it's so busy out here. Your phone's ringing. Don't do social media because then it's going to be bleeping all over the place because everybody that you know is doing something, so they're trying to let you know. It's so hectic. You just need that time to yourself to reflect, to think, to take a deep breath and just chill for a minute and just not stress about all the shit of the day and work that anxiety out on something. So, and it's the same thing. I kind of like associate the same thing with like people coming home from hard days work. Back in the day, like my dad would come home and, he'd drink and beat on my mom. Well, dude, if he had a good video game or something that, he could get into to relieve his stress or something like that, it would have worked miracles for him. He would have been probably a way better dad for sure. But, it was sports. I mean, when he wasn't...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
He was cool. He had something to do. So, yeah, I mean, even that. I tried a kickball league. My pro agent out there told me not to do it because he don't know how I react to some shit. So, which was true. I mean, I played one game and it was like, yeah, I don't want to play anymore. And it wasn't because it was exerting. It was because, half the dudes on my team, I wanted to beat their ass, and everybody on the other team, I wanted to join them. And it was like family and friends.
Therapy.
So I worked out. My thing
therapy.
yeah.
I just wanted to touch before I didn't want to just like gloss over that. You mentioned therapy. I mean, obviously you're doing therapy. Can you tell us like the regimen of therapy that you have? I mean, not without disclosing any contents of your therapy, but like kind of like how often you see a clinician and in fact, if it's helping, and would you recommend somebody seeing a therapist, a long-term offender, when they come home?
Absolutely. And I don't see a therapist or I don't have no therapy now. I did when I first got out with a parole. In Utah, that's mandatory. In California, I don't know. I think it's something you have to ask for, which probably shouldn't be like that. But absolutely, I absolutely recommend therapy. Like, you have to have that professional that you could talk to. And if it's at the pro office, that I'm not gonna lie, I felt like that was a little too I don't know, monitored. Like I was like, if I said anything wrong or anything like that, then they would use it against me because of the confidentiality, conflict rule or whatever, right? So, but it was good because I have stressful day at work, and they would ask me, certain things, and then give me some really good suggestions. And then that same psychologist would be in my group therapy that was mandated for parole out there. She would be in there and she would run the group, and it was awesome. It was like, very familiar. It got me used to being able to like practice some of the stuff that I learned, the life skills I learned before I got out of prison. So it enabled me to like complete all that and then come back out here. That I need probably to see like therapy again now, just because my anxiety at California and all that. But I'm gonna do that through school. I'm gonna do that through them. So I just have to find the time to do it. But my classes are therapy in and of itself. All those, they're all sociology, the life skills, and the stress management. And that professor, that dude is phenomenal, bro. He's a light.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Formerly incarcerated individual. They got a few of them that work at San Diego State. that are professors. So it's really awesome that we have people like that to not only help us and guide us, but the newer generations to get them on track.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's
awesome. Yeah, that's like you. If you wanted to be a professor, bro, like you could do that. They'll hurry up and fire you for that.
I think I'm going PhD, but I think I'm gonna be traversing into a little bit different sector. But man, who knows, man? Who knows what the future holds, man? I'm open to opportunity.
Yeah, it is. I just see when I'm at San Diego State, I see the opportunity. I see all the potential that I have to do a lot of the stuff that, not only myself that I want to do, but I've seen other people do, and I see at the same time Project Rebounders doing, and I want to see Vista programmer people do it. So I know anybody getting out from the Vista program or Centinela or anyone that wants to go to San Diego State, I know we could all do it, and we could. Oh yeah.
Plugging it back in.
Right.
This is Global
This call is now being
You
recorded.
have a prepaid call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah, we need more people from prisons, formerly incarcerated people from Centinela or the Vista program coming out and being at our college, man, and helping establish, a smooth transition for people coming out. That would be really awesome.
Well, you have I think Ian is up next. I mean, Robert is getting ready to come home, but he's going back to Los Angeles County. But Ian is from that area, so he's up next. So he'll definitely be going into that program there. So
that would be awesome.
Familiar face there pretty soon.
So Robert got his parole. Then Officer Santa was telling me, but he's gonna go out to San Fernando Valley.
Right, he'll be going to Project Rebound at Cal State Northridge. So he'll be in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, I would tell him to go to San Diego, man. You know what I mean? It's way better. And you wouldn't even believe the opportunities they have there, especially for us. You just gotta be hungry for it.
I mean, I can only imagine.
But it's probably like that at Cal State Northridge. I don't know.
Well, I was familiar with the program coordinator there, Lily Gonzalez, but she has since left and moved into another position. So, I mean, for me, like, that was my, connection there. And so, I don't know, like, I'm still kind of, like, up in the air about things. And afterwards, I would be, like, my move would be underground scholars, for, at UCLA. But if I had the opportunity and the resources to be able to go down to San Diego State, like, I would definitely be interested in just staying.
That's why I want to be able to help.
Up there.
Yeah, that's why I want to be able to help, like, people like you coming out, like, so you could go straight there, because I know you're going to go to a transitional housing, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's
from a transitional house to therapy.
Your own. Right? You're gonna need it. You're gonna need better transitional therapy, that's for sure. Because those people probably are like
some hours on some cycle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna log some serious hours on some psychotherapist's couch.
Right. I do it with my wife. So that's But I man, you should come, bro. I'm telling you. Hey, I don't hear nothing but good things about the master's degree program and all that too. I mean, That's nice. And then David Duran for Project Rebound in San Diego State. That dude is awesome, bro. I mean, I've never met a better and more a helpful person. Is like he'll help you hands on. He 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 stays informing everybody of everything that's going on. You know, he'll sit there on his computer with you and work trying to get you a job and everything else. I mean, he's a really good dude. The other dude was not that good of a dude, and so he's not there no more. But you know, David's going to be taking over, but he's like, yeah, he's phenomenal, bro. And he was never even incarcerated, but he knows the struggle. And that's, you have to have people that feel like that. You have to have people that know that, yeah.
Dylan, right now that you mentioned about getting a job or David helping you get a job, how easy was it for you to get a job once you came back to California?
Oh, I haven't even got a job.
Oh,
no, it's not easy, bro, at all. I'm a full-time student, and if it's, I mean, number one, that background thing that they said they supposed to took off the application, they don't ask you, they just do it. Everybody gets a background check on them, so that's been a huge barrier for me. And even the union is like a huge barrier. It's like they got a huge waiting list. And I'm like, okay, if I start at the bottom, can I get in there sooner? Even that's a huge waiting list. Like, I'm still waiting on that. I'm supposed to get a call for the union out here in Orange County, like within a couple weeks, right? But I'm gonna be basically an apprentice when I'm a journeyman, you know, pipe fitter. So it's like, it's hard. It's brutal. I mean, and it's not good just to take any job. Like me, I know I can't take a really low paying job because my work is more valuable than that. And people in like McDonald's are getting paid $20 an hour, and you know, I'm only gonna be making like 18 or something like that. So that kind of like, you know, it's a little hurtful. It's a little degrading as far as like how I feel on that. But I'm gonna get a job with San Diego State. I've already applied for the maintenance position over there, and then also I've applied for a student assistant. So, which are, you know, more for the convenience for the maintenance, and then the student assistants were more for the experience, so I could enter my field with that experience before my master's program. So, which, you know, I'm constantly getting advice to do too.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And they have plenty of jobs at San Diego State. It's easy to become a teacher's assistant too.
and they don't because I know a moment ago you mentioned, you know, it's I believe it's called ban the box. They're not, they don't have that box anymore. But from what you're saying right now is that they just run it automatically without even asking you. So San Diego State, they're more friendly when it comes to having a background.
Absolutely. If you're a student there, you're pretty much you're good to go. They don't really trip on too much. I mean, I'm sure they're not going to let you work in a bank, but or me for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, any other job is available, and they got lots of jobs. So, and then they have a lot of organizations out there in San Diego too that help formerly incarcerated people get jobs. But then, like I said, I could easily get that. David's hooked me up with a few people, and I could have easily got hired. But my class schedule, it stops me from working like that. Even the part-time don't work for it like that. So it's like they want you like at a straight 4 days or a certain time at certain hours. So I made the mistake of like picking my classes for my convenience because of my commute, like Tuesday and Thursday, and I'm there all day from 8 till like 7. So when I do move out there, when my program, when this program, the Guardian Scholars grants me the housing stuff,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm gonna move out there, and then I'll get a job that I don't have to worry about my hours, and then my next semester, I'll be able to pick classes that are later, like all like 4 o'clock and up, because I could be there until like 10, 11 o'clock for classes. They're night classes.
You know what? When you when you told me that you were going to San Diego, a school in San Diego, I was thinking you lived in San Diego. I never imagined that you're commuting, from one place to the other. Oh man.
Yes, it's brutal, bro. Trust me. Yep. Hey, but I don't got it half as bad as Professor that works at I forgot his name already. What's that professor's name? The formerly incarcerated professor that does the art and has a tattoo business, Silas?
Uh, it's Professor Alberto Lule.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome dude. That dude commutes from Los Angeles to San Diego, and then from San Diego to Imperial Valley. 'Cause he teaches he teaches up at Centinela.
Mm.
So yeah, me and him were talking. We're chopping it up, and talk about what we all formerly incarcerated people talk about. And he was telling me how his journey was, and he actually went to UCLA, and he was like, yeah, this is a journey and all that. And so he was telling me to get together to get a lot of information, like for not only Centinela Vista program for D Yard, but for also for B Yard. And I was telling him I'm getting all this stuff for Silas. So he asked me if I could like CC him that so he could give it to other people too. I'm like, yeah, I have no problem doing all that. I mean, look, even though we have that, that racial divide in prison, on the streets it's not really like that. It's like it's crazy how everybody is just together and treats everybody right. Or
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
But it's not. You don't see that racism out here like you do in that divide. So, and then I would say marginalized the marginalized community in San Diego State is probably like 40% compared to the I don't know, the upper class. Because there's a lot of them there, but yeah, it's I forgot where I was going with it. Yeah, it's just way different. I mean, you just need to have that open mind, that's for sure. So that professor is awesome dude, though. I mean, I plan on hooking up with him, not only for that, but to even go check out his tattoos business, his tattoo shop.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. Do you remember the day you were finally gonna walk out them gates? What kind of thoughts did you have? You're riding on that van.
Right, dude, that is crazy because it took so long. Like, okay, everybody in there knows, like, after bar unlock, that's when they start like letting people go certain places like work and stuff like that. People paroling, it's around that time. It's supposed to be before breakfast. So I'm sitting there like I couldn't sleep that night at all. So I'm sitting there going back and forth like, are they gonna let me out? Are they gonna let me out? Are they gonna let me out? I was so worried that they weren't gonna let me out. And then I was so worried about the fact that, are they gonna let me go to where I'm supposed to go, or or they're gonna try to hit me with some BS, because California's famous for, like, oh, and this right here, oh, sorry, but you can't do this. But so yeah, I was so nervous, so anxious, and then finally they called me, and then I went down there, and it's crazy. You see the medical, and they tell you, hey, we're gonna give you Narcan, we're gonna give you condoms, we're gonna give you some other little stuff, right? And I'm like, I don't want that. Like, I don't need the condoms because, you know, my old lady's gonna be like, what the hell you have a whole bunch of condoms for?
Try to set you up.
No, I got picked up by ARC.
Oh, okay.
By what do you call it? But I was planning to see her. I was planning to see my nephew and all that, but things didn't really work out as planned. You know, weeks before, me and my girl got into it. So, you know, because I didn't let her pick me up, so it was like, you know, I wanted the programs. I wanted to try to utilize the programs and have them help me and have them, you know, like that shit I had to go through. Like, if I didn't have somebody talking to me that
You have
went through
60
that
seconds
same shit
remaining.
in the car, I wouldn't even know what I did. I got car sick. I was like, I couldn't believe it. And he drives hella fast too. And it was just the whole process, being with other people, and then like most dudes that are paroling, they like only been in there for like a year or two. Like, it's nothing. The dudes that parole with me were like from the level 1 or something, and they were stressed out. And I was like, you know. So yeah, it was an experience. The cops were, I guess, assholes like they always are. But you know, this one lady's like, dude, you're wearing shorts, and I'm like, yeah, why? Well, it's supposed to rain today. And I'm like, see, I didn't even think to look at the weather. How am I supposed to predict the weather a month before or 2 months before when I
Buy your
have to
package.
order my
Dress house.
my dress outs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it was crazy, bro. I don't ever want to go through that ever again. I don't ever want to give it, and it's a joyful moment, right?
Yeah.
But it's a process. They make everything a process. Like my Medi-Cal card, I was supposed to have that hooked up. They gave it to me. It didn't
This
even
is
work.
Global Tel Link.
This
You
call
have a
is now being
prepaid call
recorded.
from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, yeah, like I was saying about my Medi-Cal card, right? It's like they give you a Medi-Cal card, but then you have to go through the whole process of even getting like the insurance place or the medical office that's going to give you the insurance, or your provider. It's crazy. So, and I didn't know that. Same thing with the card. Like, they give you a card to put your money on, like your gate money,
Oh, your debit
which
card.
is a sorry ass. Yeah, it's a debit card. It's a JPay card.
Yeah.
So it's a sorry ass, you know, $200 plus whatever your paycheck or whatever you saved up in prison. I didn't even know how to work that. Like, they no help on none of that. The dude told me, one of the guys, the level 1 dudes, told me how to work the card. He's like, just go take all the money out one time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the last 4 digits. The PIN code is the last 4 digits of the card. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But I still had to call them and activate and do all that shit. And it was like, you know, having a phone and all that. Thankfully, ARC was able to get me a phone. They got me a phone immediately. So Nacho did. He actually paid for that out of his own pocket.
Oh man, that's
And
what's
then,
up. Yeah. Hey, Nacho.
Yeah.
Nacho's definitely a good dude. I actually had the pleasure of interviewing him twice back in, I think, January and February. I'll send you the link to his interview. But
yeah, most definitely.
Oh man, Nacho, yeah, he's a good dude, man.
He's doing good things right now too.
Yeah, real inspirational. Always giving me like feedback, like, hey, you should do this, you should try this, and he really helpful and good ideas.
Man, hey, I love Nacho, man. He's such an awesome dude. That dude called me like for the first week I was out, checking up on me and everything. Yeah, he's good people. So, and I have to say, I needed that. You do need that. You need that, somebody that knows what you're going through, or, I mean, it's crucial.
You know what? Let me ask you a question that I asked him.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Is there anything that you miss from prison?
Nope, not a damn thing. I mean, I hate to say that about my bro, Silas, man. I love you, bro, but, I want to see you out here with me, like, out here. And even if I don't see you because life is busy and hard, right? But, I mean, at least I know I could just call you, dude. Like, that's
Hey,
that's way, I don't miss
no
a damn thing in
offense
prison,
taken.
especially the food.
No offense taken.
Right?
I definitely
Yeah.
won't miss anything about this place. The the best time in here couldn't compare to the worst time out there in society, man. I mean, it's just no
And I agree.
comparison, so.
And I agree. And that's why I give the homeless people at the parole office, like, what I mean? Like, dude, I'd rather be like that than be in prison again or anything like that. I mean, I went through the whole system of change in that place. Like, too, you've been through it too. Like, they take away weights, they take away family visits, they take away personal clothes, everything. It's just, we went through everything in there. Tobacco, all that. Oh, that's another thing I might want to say too, is like, don't tell yourself that you're not going to do anything out here. Like, I'm not going to smoke a cigarette or something, because, dude, it might get so much anxiety or so much stress or so much pressure that you smoke a cigarette. So yeah, I would not, drugs, absolutely not. If you're in recovery, stay in recovery, right? But, like, have a drink or smoke a cigarette and something like that. Like I said, I would never have a drink or smoke. And I tried a cigarette and damn near killed me, but I vape, and that helps me feel a little bit better as far as some anxiety. I don't dare smoke any weed or anything until I'm off parole. And then even then, I don't know if I like it, because it might put me on my ass. But drink, I haven't been messed up since I've been out. I haven't been drunk. So, but it was nice to have a beer or something after work, relaxing. That's for sure.
Let me ask you, are you still currently on parole right now, or were you able to terminate early?
No, so I'm on parole right now, and I will be terminated early. So I'm supposed to get off because California is only doing a year and a half right now. So I'm supposed to get off like December 1st, 2024, right? But my parole agent, since I came back, dude's seen that, like, he got a good report from Utah. He sees me going to school, trying to get work, doing what I have to do, right? So he's like, dude, I'm going to try to put you in for early discharge of parole. And I'm thankful for it. Like, he's good like that. The first day I went to see him, he was like almost out the office, and he was like, come on, man, get our thing. And then he was like, hey, come out here real quick. I want to show you this truck. And, they probably don't have this everywhere either, because this is Orange County, so they don't have no problem coming over here, because it's a really nice area too, where the parole office is at. But it's a work truck. It's a truck that helps you with your resumes and helps you get jobs and all that. So I was like, man, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. But yeah, he's very good parole officer, and he's getting me off this month, so I should be off parole like probably the first week of October. So that'll be a couple months early for me. So I'll be doing about 10 months of parole.
Man, that's man, it's a trip, because I remember back in the days, or some years back, when a lifer actually was able to, make it out, they would normally stay on parole for like 3 to 5 years, and it was they used to make you jump through some hoops.
Yeah, it's no longer like that. It's shit. I've had my friend Alan Burnett. He got out and he got off parole like less than a year. So and he was a LWOP. So if you're really doing what you're supposed to be doing, that's there for you. They will let you go because they know you've changed your life. They know they know the people that aren't. Like I've had this conversation with my pro agent. He's like, dude, it's a relief coming over here and you're here and you can meet me or you can come in or stuff like that. He's like, shit, like 80% of the people on my caseload, he's like, I got to track them down. I'm violating them. They don't ever want to, do what they're supposed to do. And it's not that much. But he's like, they never make appointments. So I'm like, damn, really? It's that bad? He's like, yeah. He's like, so I don't have no problem looking out and trying to help the people that are here that's trying to do what they're supposed to do. And yeah, I love hearing that. It's like, thank you, because that's not my life no more. My life, that's looking back. And now I'm looking forward to everything I haven't done. And I'm slowly but surely getting to it. Like I'm traveling. I've been to North Carolina, Tennessee, been to the Four Corners. I mean, I would love to send Silas. I should send you the pictures of me laying down on all four corners and flipping off every state. Right? Because I'm still from California, but I just but yeah, I mean, I got that. Remember that movie, National Lampoons?
Yeah.
So they're on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got the idea from like that, but yeah. But that's in the Navajo Nation. It's nothing like the movie. And the Navajos are like, they're serious people. So, they're on you. Like when I pulled in there, they were like, don't park there. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. But they're awesome, man. It's an awesome place. I love traveling. Utah has been my favorite place so far. North Carolina, second. So, yeah.
Did you?
What's that? Go ahead.
When you were out in when you were on Utah, did you visit that zoo up there in Salt Lake City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
We've been up there a few times.
Nice. I love it, man. I love because my brother lived up there for a little bit, and then I got him to move down to St. George, and because my boss was hiring, and he kept asking about my brother because he worked for him before, and yeah, so I loved it up there. I loved it. I love all Utah, to be honest. There hasn't been a place I've seen in Utah that I don't like. It's got everything. It's got trees. It's got red mountains. I mean, trails, lakes. I mean, I caught like 4 fish fishing one day. I loved it. It was best thing ever. And I'm gonna be going in December up there to where is that? It's up there in Salt Lake. It's up by there, but it's the big old it's a ski resort. So
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
My friend Josh and coworker, he rides snow goes. He rides mountain bikes. They do all the outdoor stuff, right?
Yeah.
The Rampage. So he does professional snow goes. So he invited me to ride with him, when he's out there doing his team riding and all that. So I'm gonna bring my wife out there and hopefully my nephew and my son and everything else, and we're gonna go out there and have fun trying to ride they're basically snowboards or skis with handlebars. So it's 3 of them. Yeah, it's badass. So I'm gonna go definitely try that.
And are you gonna be driving out there, or are you gonna be flying?
Oh, I most definitely drive. I'm not good. I'm not good on the airplane. So yeah.
Hey,
But I thought it would be nothing, right? But yeah, it kind of messed me up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're driving, if you pass by St. George, stop by this spot called Viva Chicken. It's a Peruvian.
I've been there, bro.
Oh, you've been there? Oh man,
Yeah, that's where I live.
Okay.
That's where I live. I lived in St. George and Hurricane.
All right.
fire, huh?
Yeah. Oh man, that Peruvian chicken. Woo, man, that lomo
Right?
saltado. The fries, the
Yeah.
meat, and the rice. Man,
Yeah.
that's the
I
business
love
right
that
there.
place. Hell yeah, it is. Yeah, they got some very good restaurants out there, but that's one of that one that stands out above all the other ones too.
Yup. Yeah. Yeah. Viva Chicken in St.
Right.
George. Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Recommended right here from
Yeah.
you have a collect call from.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. They deserve it. That place is phenomenal. I love that. I love that shit. Uh,
Yeah.
that's
Hey,
crazy. So
so
you've been all around Utah too, then, huh?
oh man, like I'm always moving and shaking anytime, we got the opportunity. We go out. My daughter was actually out in college right there in Salt Lake City. So, and
Okay.
she would play sports in St. George. So we would drive up there, here and there. And as a matter of fact, I think the last time we went up there, we stopped by that hurricane, that
Okay.
lake right there. I actually did some video visits right there around the lake and whatnot, and also
Okay.
at
San
the
Hollow Lake or
yeah,
Quail
San
Lake?
Hollow. Yep, that's the one.
San
Yep.
Hollow, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh
It's great.
man.
I've been fishing out there. I've been boating out there. I even tried to ski out there. Don't recommend skiing in the cold though.
Nah, I
It stays
wouldn't.
cold out there all the way until like April. The water's there. Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Silas, I know
Yeah.
we're about to get hit with the 15 with that 15-minute notice. You guys want to
Okay.
wrap it up, and if you want, we could do a round two. At some other date. Um,
Okay.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
there it is.
That's it.
All right.
All right, bro. You know how that goes.
Man, Dylan, man, I give you a shout tomorrow, man. Thank you for
For
joining
sure.
us, man, and allowing us to get a little bit of insight with you on your journey so far, man. And we definitely look forward to linking back up with you doing this again, James. As always,
Man,
man,
thank
for the
you.
opportunity. Let me fall through, man.
Man, I
I
got
appreciate
you.
it.
All the viewers, man.
Thank you, bro. Hey, you know what? This is therapy in and of itself. So I highly recommend that, more formerly incarcerated people call, collect call. So, yeah, this was mind blowing and it was eye opening. I loved it and I look forward to doing it again and helping more people. As I go, I like to take other people with me too. So show them the ins and outs, especially the loopholes.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Maybe in the future one we could do it in person, and then we could have Silas call in, and
That would be awesome.
yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm not too far from where you're at, so I mean it's nothing,
Okay.
to make it out your way.
Okay. That
But
would be phenomenal if we could do it at San Diego State,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, we could
right?
definitely
And do with like the other Project Rebound members. I could probably like schedule that. Matter of fact, it's probably too soon, but next Monday, right? It's going to be the Project Rebound program seasonal opener or semester opener,
okay.
and that would be awesome if it's the 16th of September. That'd be awesome if you could come there and do that.
I'll see what I could work out, and if I can make it happen, most definitely,
Yeah.
I'll come out and and
Okay.
that'll be cool. I think that'll be it's inspirational, to be out there and show, where you're at, and meet up with, other people that have been they also been through similar journey that kind of like what you've been through, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And some of them have been doing it for years now, and they've like progressed like from masters. Like Pablo, he's already in the doctorate's program, and Silas knows him. He came up there. He was the manager for Project Rebound, and he just stepped back from that so he could pursue his doctorates. So yeah, I mean, and we have a really good, diverse community with Project Rebound in San Diego. It's crazy. So, yeah.
All right. So what I'll do is
If anything, I'll make some videos for you too if you can't do it.
hey,
Have everybody give you a shout out.
Okay, then hey,
You
they
know what I
even
mean? Maybe schedule some people to sit, do the podcast with you too.
yeah, because normally I prefer, since you're on the street, I would prefer, to do it in person.
Yeah.
But like this, it works too. But I think being in person, it's a little bit more personal.
Yeah, it is.
And it
I would
has
love to do that.
it has a different feeling. So yeah, I'm glad you're up for it. I'm up for it, and we'll definitely figure it out, and we'll go ahead and bring a live a video for everybody so they could go and check it
For
out.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, bro. I appreciate everything too.
Man, I appreciate you coming on and willing you're willing to share your journey. It's funny because earlier on in the in I think like around 1 or 2, I had been I was on TikTok, and I actually had this young lady come on one of the jump on one of the videos, and because she had mentioned that she was formerly incarcerated. So whenever women jump on and they're willing to share their story, I always like to jump at the opportunity, because there's not that many there's not that many women that I know that have gone to prison. So
Yeah.
I know their journey is a little bit different, and she was sharing with me that that women are underrepresented. When it comes to getting reintegrated into society. With organizations that help them out, transitional housing and things of that nature. So she had mentioned to me that that I should bring people that have or former lifers that have come home, so they could share their journey with with the public. So like that, when somebody has a family member coming home, they kind of know what where they could focus their energy on to help them out. So some of the things that you mentioned, hopefully somebody listens to them, and when their loved one comes home, they're able to avoid those little speed bumps in the road, and they're able to just continue doing whatever they're doing, and a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope that helps too. That's crucial. But let me tell you something. So the Project Rebound in San Diego State, right? The majority of our members are women, formerly incarcerated women.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy how smart and intelligent these women are, and how focused they are in going into their fields. Which every single one that I could tell so far has to do with helping women, children of formerly incarcerated people. So we got a whole new generation of formerly incarcerated women that are trying to do that, because they've been through the things that losing their kids. Like, I've heard a story from a woman there. She lost her kids, and she was able to get them back, and how she's she's pursuing her master's right now of basically getting into that career, that role in her life is going to be to give back in that aspect of everything that she's been through. Really good woman. There's like so many really good women that are there that are doing that. You really need to hook up with them. I can't wait to tell them about you, because that woman really needs that. That perspective is huge. It is different.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I'm guessing maybe it's because it's based on logistics also, because she was from up north, so they I'm not sure what kind of programs they have up north, because I'm not too familiar with it. I've only been doing this for a year, and Nacho, he helped me make he took me down to ARC, and I was able to meet some people down there, and have a little bit more information to provide people when they're coming home, because previous to me starting this, I was like in the dark. I wasn't aware of any of the resources people could have once they came home from prison. So
exactly, that's awesome that ARC helped you with that, Nacho especially, because that's what he does. He does all the producing and stuff too.
Yeah. No, I actually met Nacho through Jesse. Jesse made that connection. He hooked me up with him. And then Nacho was like, when I went down to meet him, to interview him, he was like, "Hey, I want to take you down here and meet some people." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then And he did all that on the strength. He could have, if it would have been somebody else, they'd be like, I don't gotta do any of this. He picked me up and took me out,
Yeah.
all around the city, and he had a really good vision of like what he wanted to put out, and it helped me out now, because when I go out now, I want to do these interviews like out in, instead of being like in a hotel room or in a house or whatever. I want to be out and about,
Yeah.
like at the out at the beach, or
Exactly. It
at
makes
the
it more
yeah.
real, genuine.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yes.
don't blame you for that. I would, yeah. Yeah. There, I just found out too, like from a woman there at Project Rebound, right? That she got her sons, and there's a woman that's married to a person that's incarcerated, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all got grants and scholarships to go to school in San Diego State because of their formerly incarcerated people, or they're still incarcerated individuals. They got programs for that.
Oh, that's
And
right.
I was
Yeah.
blew my mind when I heard that. I was like, really? That's awesome. That's yeah.
So
So
it's for people that have been social. What is it? Uh, Impacted by the justice system. Like if they had like a
exactly.
incarcerated like father, mother, brother, cousin.
Yeah.
If there was social, what is it? Social justice impact. I believe it's just justice impacted, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's oh, I forgot the name of it too. It was just on my mind. I just forgot it.
Yeah.
Uh. Yeah.
I'm
But
sure.
yeah, it's like that. It's justice impacted
Yeah.
people.
Justice.
People
Yeah.
that are yeah. And I, running into people and meeting people like that, I love it. I mean, I met a dude's daughter that was going there, and it's mind blowing from their perspective of what they went through, and you know, uh, hearing their stories. So I could totally understand how that woman, wants to hear more about that, because we need to. We need to just like open it up for everybody, because I'm sure they have it hard.
You know what, the cool thing about having these conversations is like I'm connecting the dots, and as I'm connecting the dots, we're helping other people connect the dots.
Exactly.
Recently, I had one of our viewers reach out to me, and they mentioned kind of like some of the things they went through, with the whole transition of paroling, and coming back into the neighborhood where they're pretty much ostracized. And they had mentioned to me that like they had issues with like substances in the past, and I was like, man, you should look into like this group. I guess he was in a county where they really don't have resources like that, and I was like, man, you should look into this organization, because they might be able to help you out, with the issues you're having. And he was like, man, I didn't even know that there was organizations out there that are helping. I was like, yeah, man, I mean, they're out there. You just have to look and ask, and hopefully,
Yeah.
whoever you ask, they're able to guide you in the right direction.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean that's my whole thing, is that's what I'm trying to do for people like formerly incarcerated people. I mean, hopefully I could get to the point where I could do it for everybody, but like my main focus right now is just like, because we're such a marginalized community. I mean, bad, and it's just barely getting to the point where you know rehabilitation and um, the system, the California rehabilitation system is changing. So, and it's been doing it now for a few years, but it's starting to also go backwards. I don't know if you heard about California overturning, the governor signing all these new little bills, changing the crimes and all that
No, I
for
wasn't
different
aware of that.
crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I guess he just did that. So, it's kind of going backwards, and it did that before. So, we need to build that momentum to keep people thinking about, not taking away the funding, but giving back, giving more funding, or helping more resources and stuff like that. Because even though they have those places that say, oh, yeah, we hire felons and this and that, that's not always necessarily true. They hire a certain amount of felons, like there'll be five, or something like that, or two, or one, or yeah, it's never like, you know, to have a whole warehouse of Amazon people that are ex felons. You know, give people that chance. Um, so, and even with education, it's like, you know, everybody that comes out of prison should have that opportunity, not just for, you know, higher education with bachelor's degrees and master's degrees, but community college. And they have those programs, and you have to get in those programs, but they're not spread out like that. The knowledge is not spread out like that. And then the knowledge that is spread out there is so diluted that people don't. There's like, oh, I wasn't told that I had to do this part. They just think they could go in there, put their name on a piece of paper, and that's it. But it's way more complicated than that. You know, you have to be technically advanced, at least a little bit, and you have to have those people skills. And they're not even giving people parole from prison those type of skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be smart as hell, but one thing that frustrates you, and next thing you know, you're going off on a fast food chain lady. You know what I mean? The lady taking your order because she got it wrong. Or yeah, so like we really need those people that are like boots on the ground, helping guiding every individual, man, women, even juveniles, through this. And that practical application is like necessary. It's necessary for us that don't have certain knowledge or skills in those areas to do that. Because I'm gonna be getting into the whole trying to get my record expunged now, right? As soon as I get off parole, I'm shooting that shot. I like I mentioned, roots and rebound. A guy just Tabo, matter of fact, just got his record expunged through roots and rebound. So they're an awesome organization, and they're based in the Bay Area. I hate to say it, but a lot of those are.
And I believe what you're speaking of is getting a certificate of rehabilitation, right? And then that kind of that'll set in motion for them to expunge your record, and then
yes, exactly.
And then they submit. Yes. They also submit once they expunge your record, they also, I think, automatically submit a letter or a form for to get a pardon also, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's a whole process, and they don't have too many people helping you do that now. I think ARC does it now because what's his name? Oh, I forgot his name, but he just did his like earlier this year. So yeah, that's crucial for us. We all need to do that. I mean, even though we could vote and all that, which I'm gonna hurry up and take my liberty in doing that when I coming up November 6th. I'm absolutely gonna vote.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even that's a process. Like, I get things in the mail saying this or that, or I had to register on the DMV, and most of that had me lost. Like, what is all this? But it's a requirement. All that has to be done.
You know what? Right now that you mentioned the DMV, so I'm not sure if you had an ID before or a driver license before you went to prison, but now the whole process is different now. So, and for somebody that hasn't been to the DMV, you know, maybe like in the last, I would say at least 5 years, you know, the whole process has changed now. Now you have to make an appointment. You have to pre-fill like all your information, and then you gotta write down this code, and then you gotta go to the DMV. And then if you didn't do that before going to the DMV, then you gotta jump on a computer in the DMV, fill all that information out. And if you can't do that, you're not gonna move forward in the process. That's gonna be your first roadblock.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And then you have to take a test on a computer too.
Yeah.
So trust me, I went through all that. And you know what I was thinking the whole time?
Yeah.
Like, I really wish somebody was here that been through this could tell me how to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, now I'm equipped to help somebody else. But, yeah, that's how big of a deal it is. It's you know, and then waiting in there, geez, it's packed.
Mm-hmm.
So me, I'm still not. I cannot stand being in big crowds.
Yeah.
Like I started getting aces for it, and I'm hoping that goes away soon. I'm gonna test my resolve and see if I could like keep breaking myself in more. I'm gonna go to Not Scary Farm and then a Halloween Horror Nights,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To see if I could take being scared, those reactions. So I'm
Yeah.
basically testing myself for and trying to improve myself being able to do that. So, but yeah, it's like you have to have that. You have to be equipped with those tools, and then if you're not equipped, man, it's if you have somebody there helping you out, that's what it should be about. And I don't even think transitional housing does that. They just send you over there and expect you to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, and you know what? And you gotta definitely take advantage of going to Knott's because they're about to, from what I hear, after Halloween, they're shutting it down. It's gonna be a thing of the past. So,
What?
yeah, they're shutting it down.
Knott's Berry Farmers?
Yeah, that's what I heard on the
No
news.
way.
Unless it was an April Fool's, but yeah, that's what I heard that we're gonna shut it down after Halloween. So you want to go ahead and check out that Fright Fest before it's no
Oh
more.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Shit.
It's now or
That's
never.
crucial.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I went to Knott's like um remember the time I said I came out here to California?
Yeah,
I stayed
yeah.
for a couple of days. I went with my wife and I went on all the roller coasters, and it was a blast. I had a blast because I want to see if I could still take all that.
Yeah.
And I didn't. Yeah, there wasn't a one at Knott's Berry Farm that said I couldn't. I'm like I can't do that, right?
Yeah.
I haven't did Magic Mountain yet, but yeah, the Knott's Scary Farm. I'm on that
Hey.
because dude, can somebody like me, you know what I mean, that's like lived on that edge of that razor, like in prison, worried about, somebody coming to stab me, somebody coming to dope fiend me or
Yeah.
whatever, right? If somebody jumps out of from a dark corner or something on me, I'm like that's conditioning. I gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I could take it though. I think I could refrain from anything like that because I've been through the CGAs and the self helps and the all those 12-step programs, the Gogis and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That yeah, they've helped. I mean, you wouldn't even think of how many times I thought back like Gogi, like 5-second light switch and positive thoughts, and dude, that's like helped me through many situations. So yeah.
Man, you know what?
So
I can't
I'm
even
just
do.
continuing it and having fun at the same time.
That's what I'm talking about. But I can't even do like roller coasters anymore. I could do maybe like one or two, and that's it. I'm like, I start getting that nasty feeling in the pit of my stomach, and it's just not the same anymore. I can't cut it anymore. Recently,
Yeah.
my 5-year-old, I got a 5-year-old daughter, and she wanted to get on one of these like it's like a little roller coaster for like 5-year olds, and we did it like
Yeah.
twice, and I was like, I'm done. Like I can't take this no more. My body can't take this type of beating anymore.
Right. Yeah, it's the tension. Yeah,
Yeah.
it will get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt a little bit of that, but it's like now I'm just looking for that one that's going to make me say, hey, you know what? I can't do it no more.
Man.
And I've zip lined. I've zip lined in Vegas. I've done all that. Rode dirt bikes and all the stuff that you could possibly do that's like exciting and stuff like that. And I just love it. In Utah, you don't have to wear a helmet for riding a motorcycle too.
I think in Utah, can't you ride in the back of your pickup truck without any type of restraints?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's like the old days where you didn't have to have, there was no seatbelt law, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you see people piled in back of trucks or piled. Yeah, it's like that. If you don't have a seatbelt in Utah, you only get a $20 ticket.
Oh, man. Yeah. In California, they're
right?
going to get you.
Yeah, they're going to book you hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But it's not as crowded out there as it is out here, too, though. So,
Yeah, that is true. That's true.
yeah.
All right,
But
Dylan. You know what?
All right, my friend.
Sorry to cut you off, but I'm gonna shut it down just because I think my wife's waiting for me to come come to bed.
Oh yeah. My
But
wife's
man,
in the shower right now. She's like, "What's up, dude?"
but hey, we're definitely gonna keep in contact. I'm gonna go ahead and save your number, and then right now when we cut it, I'm gonna send you Nacho's interviews, so you can go ahead and check them out.
Awesome.
Do you also
All right.
do you also know Jeremy Hampton?
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
I don't think so.
Nah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
What was his last name?
Hampton. He was
Hampton.
from Ventura County. He was also at Centinela. Maybe you don't know him by his name, but maybe by a nickname.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Nobody ever called him. I mean, we made the effort to do it later on, but while we were going to college. But that's true.
Yeah.
On the yard, nobody goes by the first name or the other.
Yeah.
Okay. For
All
sure,
right.
man. I mean, send him my best either way.
Mm-hmm.
And, shit, I'm supposed to be talking to Nacho. I haven't called him. I got to call him. He's supposed to go on tour or something pretty soon.
Yeah, I think he was just out in New York, I think, like last week.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So he's already on tour.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me exactly what was happening, but he did mention to me that he was out of New York because I missed him by a few days. We were actually in New York also, and we flew back, and then I think a day or two later he was out there too.
That's right. Did you like New York?
Man, you know what? It's my first time. It was our first time out there. You know what? I did like it, but I'm gonna tell you what I didn't like. I didn't like that. Crossing over the toll roads. Going from New York to Jersey, and it just seemed like every road had like a toll road. We drove from what is it? New Jersey over to Atlantic City. There was toll roads. I was like, man, you just couldn't escape the toll roads. But so we ended up doing was after the fact we figured out that you could order Easy Pass for the toll roads and whatnot, because a lot of them they're cashless. So even if you want to pay, you don't even have the option of paying with cash. So you gotta you obviously we didn't do our homework before we went out there. But now we would have known, and I would have gone well prepared. But other than that, everything was cool. We went to the Statue of Liberty. We checked out what was it? Town Square. And a lot of the stuff that I'm telling you, the places we went, I did video visits with with a lot of the guys at Centinela. I record them, and then I also put them up on YouTube. So I like to share those, those experiences, when I'm out in the world.
All right. I should do the same thing.
You definitely should, because I mean, and I look at it as like if I was incarcerated, kind of like, what are the things that I want to see or experience, if I'm in a place and, I have, I'm, stuck between four walls, I want to see something different. So,
yeah.
I like to, share those moments with.
That's why I like to get out too.
Yep. Definitely.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah, most definitely. I like to see. I'm gonna have to check that YouTube out and all that too. I can't wait to check it out.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
Those interviews with Nacho.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him over to you right now as soon as we're done, and you could check him out. Like I said, we did too, and man, he really helped me out, with the vision.
Yeah, I'm glad. He's a good dude. He's genuine, and it seems like you're the same kind of way. So it's a pleasure, bro.
Likewise.
Take care. Continue doing it. I'm gonna cook. Do I call you through or text you? Like, say if I want to text you some videos or something from the Project Rebound event. Do I send it to this number right here?
Oh, you know what? I'll give. Would you happen to have an app called WhatsApp?
Yes, I do. I use it for college. My Project Rebound is on that.
Okay. So I'm gonna text you a number that you could text the WhatsApp messages to.
Okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm. And you could send them
I
like
look
that.
forward to doing this again with you and hanging out, man, and helping other people, through my experiences and through our experiences. So, keep up the good work, man. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Likewise, and
all the time.
This is the outro that I normally say, Life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we are out. You guys go ahead and have a good night.
You're out, bro. All right, you too. Take it easy.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.